I just unmuted.
Forged in fire, empowered to inspire.
Woman, you are clothed with strength and dignity.
You're beautiful, you're strong, and you're resilient.
You are gifted. You are strong. You are a blessing.
Each other accountable.
Woman, you are precious. You are extraordinary. You are loved.
She is kind, nurturing, and very loving.
You are God's precious gift to the earth realm and the body of Christ.
Time to rise and build.
Daughters of God, Women Connect.
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 You are a blessing. Women connect. For women, by women.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Ladies, it's another Sunday evening. Welcome to another edition of Women Connect. And it's actually our 7th edition of Women Connect. And it is a program for women by women. Guys, it's always a pleasure to be here to just relax and share from our personal experiences and the word. And before we even begin today, I want to place a disclaimer. We are not psychologists. We are not trained counselors, not therapists. We are just a bunch of women trying to live our lives the best as we could according to the word of God, and just discussing life and using our very own experiences to do so and to help others. Because when we speak about different things, you know, sometimes a light bulb goes off and it's like, ooh, that sounds like, oh, I might be going through that.
Right.
So good evening, ladies. Today with me we have Disciple D and Lady Sabi.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I know it's a little bit like it's a strange face in a sense because I have not been here in a long time. It was just for the launch of Women Connect and then I disappear.
Disciple D is back, y'all.
But here is Disciple D and I'm back.
So good afternoon, everybody. I am happy to be here and ready for this discussion. I'm always excited about women connected.
Oh, most definitely. There's power when we connect, huh?
That's right. Yep.
Oh, yes.
So guys, how y'all been? I know Disciple D. How has it been?
I've been good.
Yeah, been good.
Just
Wonderful.
very much occupied
With Samar.
with Zamar. Yes. He does keep me really busy, yeah. I like to tell you.
How old is he now?
He's a year and 2 months, and I think
Wow,
people
that's
need
the
to
age.
give you a heads up of boy children. You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he been doing a lot,
I'm sure he has.
but I've been good.
Wonderful. And Lady Sabi?
Lovely. I'm doing okay as well. I'm doing wonderful by the grace of God, as a friend would say. By God's grace.
By
We
God's
can't make
grace.
it any other way.
And that is so true. You know, just before we begin, I was telling the ladies, lately I feel like I've been drowning. Like, not catching a break is like, the day seems so much shorter.
Yes.
And before you get
Yep.
from home and you try to do homework and you try to prep for the next day,
It's the next
Yep.
day.
it's the next
Yep.
day. Before Friday is up, it seems like the weekend is now 24 hours. I kid you not.
True. Mondays
true.
has come
So
too
true.
quick.
It comes so
The Mondays has come
fast.
so fast. It's not
So fast. But as Linnell say, by the grace of God,
Right.
we're
God's
making
grace.
it, and by the grace of God, you too will make it.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
Yes. So remember, so today, guys, we are looking at the topic, the support he needs. The support he needs. And as I said, I'm putting out that disclaimer there again. We're not trained psychologists. We're not counselors. Just a bunch of women encouraging each other.
Yes,
in
having
the
a
word,
conversation.
having a conversation and a discussion, right? So it's the opportunity now to invite somebody, right? We want you to invite as many friends as possible. Invite your aunties, your uncles, because even the men could contribute to that topic today.
Yes. So
Because
invite your
we are
husband, invite a
your
man,
husband.
invite your
Yes.
brother.
Yeah, because we're actually talking about the support the men in our lives need.
Yeah.
The support he needs. That's the topic that we're looking at. So we want you to contribute, share the live, call someone, invite them to listen in on Women Connect. All right. So what we're going to do now is give you the opportunity to share the live, call up some persons. It's Sunday evening. Y'all going to go for the ice cream afterwards. Yeah. So you're going to get the opportunity now to do so. So we're going to take a quick break. Just taking a lovely song by Mr. Moses Bliss. And when I tell you lovely, when you hear it yourself, will fall in love with it. It's a beautiful song that he did for his wife. So we're going to take a quick break as you share the live and invite somebody. And then when we get back, we'll dive straight in on the support he needs.
Forged in fire, empowered to inspire.
Woman, you are clothed with strength and dignity.
Benefits boy Moses Bliss. Yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah.
Heels play.
Yeah. Have you seen my baby? Have you seen my love? Have you seen my woman, my personal gift from God? I'm more than no data person. This one a full package blessing. God so loved the boy, blessed me with the precious jewel. Oh, oh, oh. I don't find good thing. I'm no longer looking. I found my own flesh, the bone of my bone. Yeah, yeah. I don't find good thing. I'm no longer looking. I found the one that she they give me joy. I go carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on. Now you ain't get my house, nothing go tear us apart.
that is right. We are no longer looking. Well, at least the three of us. We have found our own flesh. I just love that song. And we are carry on and gone. We gone. We didn't look in. I love that song. Yeah, and it is very biblical because ladies, gents, we are about to dive in. The support he needs.
All right.
That's what we're looking at today. And remember, it's a conversation. We're chatting with ourselves, we have a dialogue here, and we want you all to participate also, you know?
Oh, yes.
Because you too may have an experience that you can share and bless somebody, right? Now, the support he needs. One of the things that I have noticed in life is that in order to find solution, the problem must be acknowledged. Because if the problem is not acknowledged, then you know that there's a problem. You ever had those situations where you had to speak to someone about something that they're doing and it's like it's foreign to them because they weren't aware of that situation.
Okay. Right.
So one of what we're going to do this evening is to highlight some of the issues where women in the Bible where they went wrong and created sort of havoc. So we're going to highlight some of the problems and some of the steps that we probably could do to correct it, right? Okay. Because without acknowledgement of a wrong, then what are we really correcting? There has to be some form of acknowledgement, right? So first, we're going to do some definitions, right? Because, I mean, we had to look at the word. We say the support he needs.
Yes, support.
What does it mean to support? What support are we talking about? And support is broader because it could come. It's broad.
In different
it's very
ways.
broad.
Yes,
it can mean in different forms, different ways.
Yes.
It can take tangible, non-tangible. It's broad, right? So let's break down support. So support, I have it defined here as to bear all or part of the weight of, to hold up.
Right.
It also means to give assistance to, enable to function, to act.
All right.
Yeah. So to bear part of or hold up.
Okay.
And ladies, remember we're talking about the support that he needs. It means to render assistance, to enable to function. Now, support is an action word. We're talking about the action here, to support. When we think about giving support, it means that we're taking action on something. You're not docile, you're not dominant, you are helping out. You're there, right? So, and the action we're talking about is corrective means, correct action. Because when we take action, if the action is also incorrect, we are creating more problems than solutions. And I'm sure I know there are times when I take action and it was incorrect. Right. So I have now thrown salt into the wound and created this big blister and a bigger boo-boo than what was supposed to be there. So when we're taking action also, we have to know what action that has to be taken. What is the correct action? What is the correct means or to that particular solution? Because I can share a problem with you and you could have taken a particular action and it worked for you. And then I might share it with somebody else and it didn't work. So not every, it depends. You have to know the individual and know what steps and what, when and how it should be taken. Right? So we say we're going to look at problem. And I wanted to highlight a few ladies from the Bible.
Oh boy.
Right? Who, I don't know if it's to say their faith was not there. Well, for one, so let's dive in. We'll look at it and see where we're going here. So we said that we have to acknowledge the problem, right? Let us look at Sarah.
Right.
I want us to look at Sarah. Sarah was about 90, right? And when God told Sarah that you would be a son, Sarah laughed. Sarah laughed. You would probably laugh too, right? Because I mean,
I mean, at that age, I would have laughed too. I'd shake my head and be like, yeah, right. Like,
I'm not even sure what I laugh at. I'd be like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Me, That
I
age,
think
out
maybe
of,
on that grounds that is probably why she laughed, because I mean,
it was like a
but she did
shock.
say, like me in my old age.
In my
like,
old age, it's like,
how?
God, what
How
you
is
coming
even
and
that
tell me that? How is
possible?
that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she laughed. And I'm not sure if it was impatient and her faithlessness.
Right.
Because knowing that, well, listen, I'm up at that age, 90, and you come telling me about I'm going to bear a child.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Sounds kind of impossible.
Yes,
Sounds
it
kind of
does.
impossible, right? So, and then what did Sarah do? Sarah took action.
She did.
But Sarah took action.
Yes, because even
Sa-
in that age, she didn't wait.
She didn't wait.
Yeah, she didn't.
She
wait at
didn't
all.
wait. So she encouraged her husband
Mhm.
Yeah.
to go against what God had said.
Yeah.
Help us,
Ah,
Father.
She
Yeah.
persuaded that man.
Yes.
Nah, you go and sleep with one of our maids.
Yes, take my maid.
She take my
Yeah.
maid, take one
Mhm.
of the maids. She's young. She's
Mhm.
this. She's
God.
that. She's moved.
Mhm.
Imagine. But you know, I'm speaking of this. But Sarah and her husband was around the same age, right? So why did she think it was possible for him to impregnate a younger person but not her?
Well, I mean,
If his stuff is working, why wasn't working? Why
well,
she
I'm
wasn't?
no
So?
scientist or anything like that, but but I know for the men, even though they are that age, the count would be low, but that doesn't mean that it is not
Yeah, the
possible.
seed is- yeah.
That's
You
what
know?
I'm saying. So what to me, she should have thought, well, it might be more challenging for you. I'm just saying, no, I'm saying it is just not. I'll be like,
Yeah.
why would you think that it was possible with so much going on? You're along the same age, but you're telling him, go.
I think perhaps for her, she was thinking, maybe I ain't see this thing for a long, long time. What are you telling me?
What?
This thing ain't coming back now. So in her age, she's like, well, we know we have this monthly, bleeding as
Right.
women. So to her, I think perhaps she was thinking, I ain't see this 30 years ago was my last one. What you telling me? Maybe her husband was more accustomed. And she said, well, yeah, he still have things going for him. So perhaps, right? So in her mind, that ain't happening around
And
here.
then she probably seeing what other women go through during pregnancy,
Yes.
because you're around people, and Sarah may say, nah, not me. You go ahead, take that maid there, and that was an incorrect action.
Incorrect.
And because she did the incorrect thing, it created problems in her home.
Yeah.
So
For generations.
for generations
now.
to even now, we still suffer the consequences. So Sarah encouraging her husband now to sleep with the maid caused strife within her household with Hagar and her son. Right? It became a source of conflict and jealousy, because God still went ahead and did do what he said he would do. He said, I will bless you with a son.
Yeah.
And even though she was impatient, she didn't wait. She didn't wait on God. God still blessed her with a son because he had a plan,
Yes.
Yeah.
right? But Sarah disrupted her household because she gave wrong advice and she took the incorrect measure. So she didn't find the solution to a problem. She highlighted a problem and caused problems.
She created a
She
bigger one.
she
Yeah.
created a bigger problem
Bigger
for generations to come.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So remember, we were talking about highlighting problems and finding solution,
Yes.
but we're going to look at problems first. And Sarah,
And if we go back to what God said and what God promised Abraham, right? We know what God promised Abraham, that his seed will be as the sand and all of that. If she was paying attention, if she was paying attention to, what her husband said, what he received from God, and then God is now coming and trying to fulfill what his covenant with Abraham. If she was in tune with what
Yes.
God had said to her husband, then she would have wholeheartedly accepted and
Accepted,
supported and
yes.
said, well, if God says this, then he will bring it to pass. Let me not
Right.
take things into my own hands and go against, what God has brought together, because that
Right.
was her husband.
that's
Right.
her husband,
Right.
right?
So,
That I was going to say something along that line. Basically, the same thing. That one, she lacked faith. in God.
Yes.
And the other thing is that you know the husband that you have.
Yes.
Now, if you, a matter of fact, if you truly know the husband that you have and the way how you've seen that he has been walking with the Lord and God speaking to him directly, and God come and he give a command or he give an instruction, and like you doubt that, then that means you doubting your husband, just the same.
You're adulting
You
your
know, so
husband.
then
Exactly.
that support is not there.
It was not there.
That it wasn't there
not there.
because the thing is, if God told you that I am going to do this or you're going to bear a son, you just have to wait, because you have seen how many things God have told your
done.
husband before,
That's
and it came to
They had
pass.
an
So
impact.
what was this? Why you think this is so hard for him to do?
I think she was solely focusing on one thing: her age, her body.
Right.
She didn't see past that. So that hindered her. All she saw was her age at that time. And I guess her body.
Yeah.
Just the age and the body is like, because she's telling you, go get somebody younger. So she's looking at her age. I know she lived up to 127 years.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine that? You still got to see your child grow. But
Right.
because she took the incorrect action, that is not the support that her husband needed.
Yeah, that is true.
That's not the support he needed. And because of that, Sarah created conflict. She
Yeah,
created
that was stress on the man himself.
stress on the man.
Yeah, 'cause
for generations to
there was no
come, there was
peace.
not peace
No
between
peace in the
Ishmael and
home. No
Isaac. It
peace
was
in the home.
None in the home. So eventually, they had to put out Hagar
Right.
and Ishmael. Do you think he really wanted to put out his own son?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think he wanted to do that at all.
Of course not.
So you see,
He
I
had
don't
no
think
choice.
so she did. So remember, so guys, we were looking at incorrect actions. So we're highlighting when we do not support, what happens. When we do not do the correct thing, what can happen. And Sarah is one of the ladies with her impatience, didn't listen, gave her husband wrong advice, and created strife. She created conflict for generations to come
Yeah.
because she did not listen. Remember, we're looking at the support he needs. And so we're highlighting problems because we're going to find solutions later on in the program. Right? So we can also look at Madam Delilah.
Ah, oh, Lord.
Delilah. I don't. Did Delilah ever love that husband? Delilah was involved with Samson. I'm not sure if they were married. I shouldn't say husband. But she was involved with Samson. Strong Israelite leader. But she sold him out. She was bribed. And she sold him out. She gave that man secret to the Philistines. After they had tried and couldn't get through. Again, a woman. Sometimes we can be our own detrimental. So we're looking at incorrect actions. So she sold the man.
Well, you see, Delilah too had a mission. It
Mhm.
wasn't, I don't think it was so much of a love for Samson, but it was just more of a power, because
power
it's
play?
not like she was really on his side initially.
Right.
That's what I believe. So it wasn't, trust me, it was just to deceive him, to make him believe that, she was so in love with him and so on. But she just wanted to know, like, why are you so strong? You understand? It's like she wanted to know, what is the secret? What is your secret? And because of that lustful part of the whole situation, man, and everything like that, then he cannot give in to it. So I never really go deep into the story of Samson and Delilah and so on, but just the surface part of it, it was just a whole deception.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. It was a kind of power play thing.
It certainly was deception. She she was not the kind of support, if we're talking
No.
about support that a man needs.
That's why we highlighting that.
That's why,
That's a zero.
So as a woman, right, we need to give the right support. And as men, it's because I'm hoping that some men are listening to the program this afternoon, you have to know when there's a woman in your life whichever woman that would be, whether it's your mother, whether it's your wife, whether you have to know when a woman is overstepping, her bound. You have to know when a woman is not supporting you in a godly way. You have to be able to draw the line, even when your wife, right? Even when your own wife is saying things to you that it's not godly. Yes, she is there to support you, but you have to be the man and be able to respectfully and kindly okay. All right. Okay.
We highlighting the problem.
Right.
So hold on, we're gonna get to that later on.
All right.
Yes, I want to jump.
I'm jumping the gun a little
Hold
bit.
on.
Sorry about that.
Lynette,
So problem day.
Yes. And you see how she get passionate about it.
Problem day.
We highlighting the problem.
Yes.
I want to look at one more because she's talking about
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And the man became his stand to persuasion. But as women, we can have our way. Right? So we're gonna look at Eve.
So we're talking about Eve, right? We're talking about Eve, that first woman in the Bible there. That first woman.
Yes, and that first woman that, well, before she was created, God told Adam that, it's not good for a man to be alone. And he created that woman to be his helpmeet. And, oh gosh, that helpmeet. Even herself to listen to a voice that wasn't of God. And cause sin to come upon the land. Cause them, because the Garden of Eden was their home. So she too reaped havoc in their home.
Oh gosh.
Caused them to be kicked out of their home.
Oh my.
They wasn't able to get back in. Lost everything that they had
advice.
instead of all the freedom. And I would see all the riches they had instead of they had to go and.
You ever wonder what it would be like if they didn't sin?
My Lord, I just only imagine it.
The fruits we would have to our, oh my gosh, in the garden,
and
everybody just naked
so
and
much.
nobody.
But it wasn't only that. I this morning when I was reflecting on Eve, I said, but Lord, I would have loved to see how he would have done it for women to go through childbearing without pain.
Oh my God, yes.
That is
Can
what
you imagine?
Yes. I think a lot of women want to reach to heaven to meet Eve.
If she's there.
So we're highlighting Eve
Yes, if
again
she's
because
there.
we're highlighting the problem.
Yeah.
And Eve was supposed to be an helpmate. But in that particular, she wasn't. She created problems.
Yeah.
She created
Yes,
problems
because she
by
didn't
this-
listen. She didn't listen. She chose to listen to a different voice than the voice of
than
God.
the voice of God, and even that of her own husband.
Yes.
Incorrect advice again.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the Bible did say the husband was right there. So I know what she did was wrong, but
she gave it to him.
Listen.
She gave it to him. You see how Lena was getting passionate about the persuasion thing just now. Yeah.
I know for some women, when they trust me, they are very persuasive in truth, and when they mean something and they really want you to do something, they will just be at you with
I'm going to
it.
stick a pin here. We as women, we have a way of getting our way.
That's true.
Let's just
Very true.
not say
Very
it. You know what I'm
true.
saying?
Very true.
We just
So
have
I hope
to,
Kevin
we
understands
know how
that
to do
part.
it. We know how to get our way.
So we're highlighting those problems.
Yeah.
So that was incorrect advice. So we
Yes,
saw
yes.
some of the ladies in the Bible that gave incorrect advice. They did not. In that situation, they were not being helpmates. They weren't doing what God would have created.
They were
them
not
to
being
do.
the
We
right
could also
support.
look
was
at
not
Job's
under the-
wife when he was going through his situation, his
She
trial,
said, "Curse God."
and she told him to curse God and
Imagine
die.
that, you know,
Yeah,
curse
when you're
God
supposed
and
to be
die.
a number one, your husband
Yes.
number one supporter,
Supporter.
losing everything. You understand? And she was like, just curse God and die.
And
And that wasn't
imagine
good
that.
advice either.
Imagine that. Having in you've seen your husband down and out,
Mhm.
and the one person who has been there for him throughout, you're saying curse him out and die. I think to beat you, pull a belt and Peter, you're crazy. Okay, sorry, that was a joke. No, we're not into physical abuse. So we're highlighting women who did the incorrect thing.
Yes.
Not
They were not the right
offering.
support.
It was not the right support. That was not the support that the husbands needed.
Yeah.
Right? That's not it at all. So now we're going to look at taking action. We're taking action as women and wives because that is how God created it. And it is how He wanted things to be. So we're going to go back. In order to come forward, we have to go back. We're going back. You see how we
Okay.
ended with Genesis? We're going to start back with
All
Genesis
right.
now.
We're going to the beginning.
We're going to the beginning. Genesis chapter 2, verses 18.
All right.
So we're heading. God states, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him." Not fit for somebody else. Not fit for the ground. Not fit for the birds. Not fit for the trees. But fit for him.
You know, Lindell, I have two other versions here that I wanted to read because
Right.
the NLT and the amplified versions,
Mhm.
and they have both of them. The NLT sound a little bit similar to the one you just read. Is that King
That's
James?
King- mhm.
The amplified have a little bit. So, but I'm going to read both of them.
Right. So let's
So the
go.
NLT says, "Then the Lord God said, it is not good for a man to be alone. I will make a helper that is right for him." The amplified version, listen to the amplified, right? It says, "Now the Lord God said, it is not good or beneficial for the man to be alone. I will make him a helper, one who balances him, a counterpart who is suitable and complementary for him."
For him.
I like those words.
I love those words because we're going to break it down into looking at that too.
Yes.
Complementary.
Mm-hmm.
A complementary partner. Remember in the beginning
One
we
who balances.
was talking about support, and the definition of support is to uphold, to help, to bear
Yeah.
some of the weight, to, you know.
Right.
So that is so amazing. And I'm telling you, you didn't create for somebody else, but for you.
Just
Yes.
for him.
So
Just
to
right
each
for
of
that.
us who wants to get married, if you're not married as yet, God has already created your partner.
Oh, yes.
And that is why I'm going to stick this here. We're not talking about this, but as Ikama would say, it is important to seek God.
Yes.
Seek God
Yes.
when you are seeking a lifetime partner. Seek God when you are out there and engaging in finding a helpmate.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Because it is important. If you're not doing and finding that helpmate that God has for you, then you're creating problems from the get-go.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Because now you're giving God more work to go and help to create something that He didn't have for you in mind. So now He had to go and put in extra work to help that person fit in now.
Right.
And sometimes they never do.
Because I like those words there. Somebody that
Like the
balances.
balance. Yes,
somebody
that's
that
the one that's on my
complements.
mind. Balance.
Because just imagine you get somebody that is a little over the top. So you just imagine you down here and that person down here too.
No,
They
no,
ain't
no.
balancing
It ain't
No, no,
balanced
no,
in
it
the wheel
wouldn't
at
work.
all.
Balance. Somebody that balances you. Lord, I'm taking the mic out of my
She's
All
getting
you know.
excited about creating of
All you
balance,
know, all you
explaining
know.
balance.
Yeah, and I think balance goes across the board in many different ways, like balance in terms of your character, your personality for sure, as well as
Everything.
yeah, your attitude and everything like that. Because for me, I just always give example
Okay.
examples, you know, about myself and my husband. Because y'all know me, I am the fiery one, the one that would talk the most, and
Right,
you know, the one
right.
would speak out the most, and so on. My husband is very humble, so there must have to be some type of balance within that relationship as well, in order for things to
Oh
go.
gosh, both of us can be the same. in
No,
truth.
my husband can be soft and I am soft, just the same. It wouldn't work. All kind of technology.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit of technical stuff going on.
Yes,
in
just
here.
give us a few minutes. We're switching up our mic, so just give us a few seconds.
Helmet, check. Breastplate, strapped. Belt in place. Shoes ready. Sword and shield. Got it. Let's go.
Singles and married couples, are you ready to defend the cause? Let's stand together at the Epic Marriage Conference 2025. The weekend begins with our Singles Conference, Friday, October 24th from 5 p.m. Ticket price $100. Our marriage conference follows on Saturday, October 25th from 9 a.m. and on Sunday, October 26th from 3 p.m. Ticket price $250 per person. Ticket outlets: Mitchell's Pharmacy, Grandans Shopping Center, and JDIA Pharmacy, Brew Street Mall, St. George. All sessions will be held at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort. Be a part of this epic experience and get a chance to win exciting prizes. Epic Marriage Conference, October 24th to 26th. Defending the cause. This event is proudly supported by our platinum sponsors, Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited and the Ministry of Social Development. Other supporters include Najiko Insurance Limited, Grenreal Property Cooperative Limited, Easy Brokerage Services, Hope FM Grenada, George F. Huggins and Company Grenada Limited, Sandals Grenada, James Services Corp., Nirvana's Natural Health Spa, Glenelg Natural Spring Water, Dowden Aviation Inc., SP's International Trading Limited, and Frangipani Salon and Spa. Forged in fire, empowered to inspire.
Woman, you are clothed with strength.
Forged in fire, empowered to inspire.
But today we want to have the men in because this involves you. We're looking at the topic, the support he needs. And just before we took the short break, that you were speaking about the difference between personalities within herself on her husband,
like balancing and so
and her
on.
husband finding balance, right? And I see Mr. Soul commented. He said, "Don't trust the butterflies, trust God."
Okay.
Butterflies temporary, you know.
Those
butterflies are very temporary.
Oh yeah.
Believe me, yeah. Because I remember, even as Deji was saying that, when I met my husband, down there we met as friends. We used to go up on the same bus. He used to come and check me in college, and had nothing there. To me, it was just friends. We just chatting and thing. And I remember when I started liking him. And I went to my aunt and I was like, how do you know that you are falling in love with somebody? Because I started feeling a certain way towards him.
Right.
The butterflies.
Yeah.
So she's like, you don't fall in love, you grow in love.
That's
I
right.
like
And
That is correct.
stuck with me.
That's-
Because we came from a place of friendship and, just chatting, hanging out. And I never saw him like in that light of somebody that I wanted to spend my life with, but God had it that
happened,
way.
right.
And that's another thing, is sometimes we don't see things, we don't see what God has in store for us, we don't see his plans, but it is good to trust it.
Yes,
Right?
true.
And I guess I trusted it. I mean, I allowed him to be our man and do what he had to do, and trusted the process of building from there.
Yeah.
So it is important that balance. That and in speaking of balance, sometimes I know women have this extra intuition that God has blessed us
Oh
with.
yes.
If it is
Certainly.
telling you no, stop forcing it.
Yeah.
If it is saying no, stop forcing it. Right? I don't know why we're technical director watching. But,
But
right,
those are
so-
some important words.
yeah,
Balance and
and
complement.
complementary. And we want to look at this. Complementary
yes.
partner and source of support. So that is not saying that it puts the woman in a place of inferiority or highlighting the need for companionship and partnership within marriage to complete and balance the man.
Right.
So we as helpmates, we are there. It's not, I know sometimes you feel like, well, he's the man, and yes, the man has to lead.
Yes.
He has to lead. But you have to help.
Yeah.
You're a helpmate,
Yeah.
right? You're there to support.
If we go back to the first part of the verse, right, Christine, it says, "Now the Lord said, it is not good or beneficial for the man,
the
to,
man
be
to be
alone.
alone.
So it
alone.
means that he realized he needed some kind of
needed some
assistance.
kind of
He
assistance.
needed some kind of help. So man needs woman. They need us.
Oh, most definitely.
Right? Yes, they are to lead. They are the leader. They are the head. But they need us.
They do.
They do.
They do.
Because
Having a
the
helpmate is
functions
important.
of a woman and a function of a man is totally different.
Totally different.
And the things that God designed a man to do and the things God designed a woman to do, trust me, it's not the same.
It is not the same.
So he knows at some point in life that man is going to need help with administration. That man going to need help with the
Right,
children. That man is going to need help. We know with making plans, organizing stuff, and that is where our strength lies.
Right.
So I mean,
And that's why it was important to note being there and being as a helpmate is not a place of inferiority.
No.
It's not a place of, oh, well, you beneath me.
At
It
Right.
is a place of balance.
That is why
a
it's-
helpmate.
Yes.
and I think that is too why a lot of women get confused with when they hear the word submission.
We're
And
going to
I
look
think,
at that
well-
later, We're going to look at this.
Okay, so I jump in the gun.
Yeah, no, because well, I'm not sure if we want to tackle it right here. Because a lot of the times we have this thing, and I'm not sure if that is a societal mean that submission is, oh, you do as I say, no question asked. But here, God is saying to you, it's a balance.
Yes.
And he was asked what? Wives submit unto your husbands as he does what? Submit unto God.
Yes. That's on-
So we have to strike a balance there. Now, if you, as a man out there, is not submitting to God, you're not having God's will. You're not doing His will. Having God is not having His way in your life. You're not doing what God has asked you to do. What is the woman submitting to? Have we ever looked at it that way? So my thing is, you have to give the woman something to submit to.
Yes. Yes.
If you're
certainly.
not giving her something to submit to,
Certainly.
where does the submission come from?
But too, I understand that point as well. But that is why we are the helpmates, you know, because even though I know that I'm supposed to submit to my husband, and he's not really giving me something to submit to, but I know what the word says, I would help him to be that leader that he's supposed to be in the home.
Right.
So that's where it comes. It's a lot to balance because a submission comes from me. It's submission comes from a greater standpoint of the woman knowing what you ought to do.
Right.
Even in the midst of absence. So it speaks to two things. The man has to do what he has to do, but in the absence of that, do you belittle him? Do you run from him?
No.
You don't submit
No,
to God. So,
no.
you understand?
Right,
So that's where
right.
balance comes in.
Right.
It takes a lot. Remember we were talking about women having their way. We know how to have our way in certain things. It takes a lot for you to have this sort of empowerment and decide, no, I am not going to use that as a force. I am not going to use that as something to be reckoned with. I'm going to humble myself and follow my husband's lead. I'm going to humble myself and do what God is saying that I should do.
Yeah, because
so that's the balance there.
Submission is all about having that level of respect for your husband and also trusting his leadership. So sometimes you may want to do something in the home, or you may want to make a big decision, right? And your husband, you in your head as women, you know, when we make up our mind,
yes,
that's what we want to do, and that's what we want to do,
yes.
right? And the husband is saying, no, I don't think this is the right time to do it. Maybe it could happen, but just not now. But you want you want it to happen now. And submission there too is saying, you know what, honey, okay, fine.
Humility. That's what I'm saying. You have to have a level
if it's not now,
humility.
You know, but some women.
So that's why
well, if you don't want to help me, I will do it for myself.
You know? So that's why we chatting now, right? And we know we get sometimes even the little things. Babe, you could move this there for me. You find your pass it twice, 3 times. He ain't move it. You get up.
Yes, I will do it for myself.
I'm guilty.
You know,
I will do it for myself.
I have a little.
Okay, well, now watching this.
I have a little scenario. Well, not a scenario, a real life story that I'm sharing here. All right. So was it last year? Last year around, was it July or so? Right? I really, and I'm sure we shared this before, just don't share it already. Right? I really honestly wanted to travel. Listen, when August come for me, I'm home for about 6 weeks. And to me, I just want to do something fun to get my mind off school and the stress of work. So to me, we are traveling. Last year, I said, just we are traveling. Come what may, we going somewhere. My husband told me, well, he don't find we in a position to travel now. All what he say, I say, well, mister, you don't have faith.
Yeah. Look
you
at
don't
you now.
have,
you know, we just always get our
you see? You remember we talk about women and persuasion, right?
Faithless.
When we want to do something.
Yes, you are faithless. I find, well, if let's work together, we could get this thing done.
Right.
In my mind, I mean, come on. Let's do this thing. I really want to go. Why you being insensitive to me and my needs? And come on, we have to listen. I can't be home for this whole, but we had a chat. We had a talk. We spoke about it. We spoke about the finances and what we need to do. We need to plan and all of that. And you know what? I ended up, I backed down. I say, you know what? After all, yes, you're the man. And the decision lies with you. And I understood what you were saying. Sometimes as women, we want what we want, and we strong.
You have to serve in a place of humility.
Yeah.
But I have jumped in because I go for myself, and I have had to ask for forgiveness, because what if I had left and something happened to me? You left in that rage. Well, I don't think Mr. Maxine. Come and get out of the vehicle. You couldn't wait. I tell you, I was okay.
I know it goes a long way where submission is all about when you have to be that helpmeet to your husband.
You want helpmeet and creating the balance.
Yes, and
you
also creating that balance, being being able to assist him in almost everything.
Yeah, almost everything.
You
so
know?
do not create unnecessary strife. Have conversations.
And I think it's very easy, you know. I mean, sometimes you might say it's easier said than done, but I believe, and what I have learned in my years of marriage is just getting to know your husband.
That's correct.
I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I was like, you know what? I complain, you ain't doing this, I'm tired of this, that. I say, God, you know what? Let me just understand this man. So you have to understand know your husband,
because we're going to speak about something else
right? Because if for example something comes up and you see he doing that one particular thing all the time, in no way you're going to change him from stop doing that, right? So for me, even if I grumble, I pick it up. I grumble, I put it aside, because men is not they purposely doing certain things.
Their way of doing things is different to ours. True. And sometimes it helps to communicate, to help them to understand why I'm asking you to do that. And in our communication, for me, in my experience, you have to be careful when you communicate. I have had to learn to tone down because sometimes I'm saying the correct thing, but my tone is not right.
Yes, the way,
and if my
the
tone
way
is
it's
not
done.
right, he's not receiving what I am
That
saying.
is true.
gosh.
That is correct.
I could be saying the most truthful thing,
Yeah.
but he will not receive it because my tone is not right.
That's
So
true.
we have gotten to the place now. If I'm saying something and my husband is not receiving it properly, I would get a look, and I will know that look means you're coming across in a kind of way. So I'll humble myself. I might walk away because in that present moment, I may not be able to communicate it still in the correct way. So I would remove myself from the situation, and then I'll come back and I say, okay, this is what I was trying to see.
Right.
Me,
Right.
I just
Doing
get
it in
one
a
time,
bad-
my husband will just be
Yes.
like, so what are that for? And it's like he's
listen,
so humble about it,
Exactly.
Yes, so
Right.
like what?
So to them, it's like a little thing, but to us, it's this big
Yeah.
thing. So you have to bring yourself to the point where they understand what you're trying to communicate, and both of us are the
Understanding
same.
each
Because
other is
if
important.
I'm not bringing it across to him and he shuts down, then what? We're creating strife.
Yes.
And that
Nothing is happening.
this little
No progress.
blister is now creating a sore, and the sore becomes some big wound that should not have been. So guys, we're here. Ooh. Guys, we're here talking about the support he needs. The support he needs. Being that helpmate that God has created us to be. Right? A suitable helpmate. It does not imply that you are inferior or you are beneath your husband. What God is saying that you're there to create balance in this man's life. You are there to, it does not imply a sense of
Complement,
weakness, but rather assistance and support and a complementary strength.
Oh, yes.
Right? Imagine this, one, myself, and it's in the song. We put 1,000 to flight, but me and my husband together, 10,000. 10,000. And I think Soul even sang that in one of his songs. We together, and when we understand and you come together and you understand that purpose, why you're united, and nothing could defeat you,
have a
and nothing
point
could
here.
shake you.
Sorry to
Go
continue.
ahead.
So I have this point here. It says the role of a woman being a helper is one of immense strength, dignity, and divine purpose. And I think when it says divine purpose, trust me, that goes a long way. Because when you find that person that God wants you to be with, it's not just for having company's sake. You know,
It
it
goes
is more
beyond
deeper.
that. It is
It's
beyond that.
is for
I mean,
divine.
part of it
is
was that
purpose,
because he didn't want him to be
divine-
lonely, but it goes beyond the loneliness.
Purpose.
Because balance and complementary, it goes beyond just mere company or
Yeah, it's not just
companionship.
companionship or
Yeah.
anything like that. There must have to be
Purpose,
some type
divine
of purpose. And I believe that there's always a divine purpose. For example, look at the Sabazans, Sabi and his wife. I mean, they probably did not see that this is what they're going to be at.
At that stage in their
How
life.
much years they married now?
50?
To be
16.
Hey, Miss Berry.
Aha.
Yes. I right behind on.
Hold on, Lynette, sure is 16 and not 15?
2009. How much years is that?
15.
Okay, sorry. Well, Lindella a year ahead of me, so
It's
she would
because
know.
I'm a year ahead of you guys. And my first son is 15, so I always...
Right,
Oh,
right.
so 15. So we counting it wrong, Jessica.
All is wait now. All is jumping ahead. All is. I love it.
Maybe an extra one in the spirit.
I love it.
Hey.
But divine purpose, because look
I
at them. Look at
understand
them
what you're
today.
saying.
You know, being marriage
Balance
counselors and
and-
so on, working along in ministry.
You
I
know?
believe that is the purpose. You know.
16?
Hey, they showed me maths in the background. Or they showing us
Well, they
maths in the
showed us
background.
maths with the maths. So it's 16. Okay, so sorry, sir, 16.
So they just take 16.
Yeah.
So that's why 16.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
But-
and you know what? I was actually thinking about that, because I'm thinking, as you said, purpose. Sometimes you don't see the bigger picture and you don't see all that God is going to do 10 years down the line,
Yes,
20 years down the line.
yes.
But God sees and He understands the how you're going to complement and how you're going to balance
Remember,
each
he
other.
said he creates
knows.
helpmate,
Yes.
flesh of my flesh, your
Yeah.
bone of my bone.
Now, as we were all talking about this, you know what came to mind? Because I am a very visual person, and I am thinking about a building. I'm thinking about a physical building and all the support that that building needs in order to be a strong building. We don't just build a building like that. And people who are into construction and so they would know about, you know, the support, the steel, the things that are there. You know, if that building don't have that strong support, right, that, you know, it's more or less, it's broken down. It could, when things come along, it just fall down.
Flimsy.
Right, flimsy. So that is how I see, you know, the wife, the woman being that support. You are there
That
to
helps me.
strengthen him, to help him up. It's not that he cannot, you know, think about the building. It's not that the building don't look beautiful and strong and, you know, it's housing people and all of that.
Yeah,
but the
but you have to
steel,
be there to
the steel that's
maintain
there to
Yeah.
strengthen
And then he might say,
Mhm.
he might see that he has to use steel and he might choose a 1/2 inch steel when in fact he was supposed to use 1/4 inch.
That's why you have to get the right support.
You have to get the right
The
support.
right support.
If you don't have the right support, because there could be support, you know.
Yeah.
But if it's not correct,
Yeah.
remember we were
Yeah.
talking about solution and the correct thing
Support.
to do. There could be support, but if the support is still incorrect, then we're creating more problems
That is
because
true.
that building will go up. But then what would happen? Without the correct support, it will collapse. A helpmate.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the support he needs,
Yes.
creating that balance in there. Women, you're not inferior. It's not saying that we are inferior. It's not saying you're beneath. It's saying that you complement your man. It means that you're standing there, you're supporting him, you're understanding him, you're complementing
we-
each other.
We don't see the steel, you know. We see the
No,
building. We
you
see
just
the
see
beauty.
the building and the
but
beauty, but you don't
we
see
don't have
what
to be
it
in the
took
front
to
line.
grow.
Yeah.
We, as
Yeah.
women, we don't necessarily have to be in the front line.
is
now.
I
true.
won't even be say necessary. I don't like to be in the front
Yeah,
line.
but we-
I would
we there
sit
to
back and I
support.
would encourage you and I would say,
Yeah.
you get them.
Yeah.
You go do that.
Yeah.
And that's just me in almost every aspect. Like I love to work from the background. Now this working from the background has pushed me to the front. Not by my choice, but it happens.
Okay.
Yeah, but and listen, just get, and it goes both ways. And that's why I said if you have a male friend, invite the male invite because it works vice versa. We were created as your helpmates, but you too are also there to help us because we too sometimes struggle.
Yes.
We too need some support and
Yes.
some balance.
Yes.
So we're here to
Yes.
complement each other.
Compliment.
It goes beyond a response to loneliness. Yes, Adam was lonely. God didn't want him to be lonely. So he created and helped me.
Yes.
You are there to help up, not help down or held down.
Yeah.
Don't crush a man's dream because you're not seeing the vision.
Right.
Ask questions. Write it down. Just as Sabi was saying, sometimes it's not the right time or the right move. But they might be seeing this, listen, I need to do this. No. And then the rush. That intuition that God has blessed us with, men appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Can I just read something that I was just doing some research here? And it kind of gives explanation of the word help in Hebrew, which means Isa, right? And it says down here, divine help. The use of Isa to describe God as our helper underscores the profound significance of this role. Just as God provides strength, guidance, and support, a woman is designed to offer similar qualities to her husband. Far from being a mere assistant, she embodies God's provision in her husband's life, filling in the areas where he is lacking and empowering him to fulfill God's given purpose. And I think that is very powerful and very profound.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A partnership of strength.
Yes. Filling in the areas where
Filling
he's
in
lacking.
Where he's
and
lacking.
vice versa, the
Yes.
men could do just the same.
Yes.
Fill in the areas
'Cause
where
we
she might be
complement.
like, because we're
Yes,
complementing
complementary
each other.
partnership.
It's a partnership of strength, a unit of strength. Yeah.
This is lovely. This is so lovely.
Yeah, I like the filling in the areas where he lacks. I love that part.
And even I saw we
Because it's
had-
always good to always stand up for your husband, stand up for your man.
stand
In
up
other
for
words,
your
you
man.
understand?
Exactly.
Defend
Listen,
him.
Defend him.
You
I just
know,
be ready.
yeah.
Well, as Debbie was saying, I just cannot. I just be ready to go. I just be ready to go. I just be ready to go. Like
Ready to defend.
I ready to defend.
Hey, that's something
Ready
like epic.
to defend.
Epic coming
So don't
up.
forget the
Defending.
epic marriage conference coming up.
Defending
Ready
the
to
cause.
defend.
Defending it.
Defending the cause.
Yes.
Defend your husband's
Yes.
name. Even if you have to reprimand him when you get home, but in public, you defend that man.
I agree.
No.
I agree.
But he
Yeah.
has to know what is
Yeah.
going on behind closed doors.
Right.
Don't think you
Right.
have no.
Yeah.
Don't give anybody this little to go in. Yeah, man, it is kind of what?
Yeah.
Check yourself.
Yeah,
Check
don't
yourself.
Don't do it.
I
ever.
agree. I
Don't
agree, and
ever.
I'm
I would
very
embarrass
passionate
you.
about that part.
I would embarrass you
of the way how you speak about your husband, not just in public but to other people.
to
Right.
other people.
Even if you and your husband is going through some sort of
Nobody
situation in
has
your
to
life,
know that.
even if you have to share your hearts, you may share your pains and so on with somebody else, don't belittle your husband.
Right.
Don't speak ill of him.
And
Don't
don't
speak
belittle the
down on
wives
him.
also.
Right.
Don't say it to anybody else and don't say it to his face either. You have to
Because
uplift and
words-
hold up your husband as
When
well.
words leave, you can't take them back. Words that
True.
leave, you cannot take it back, and the damage is done. And then you have to work over time to repair that, and it's not fully
Much
repaired.
harder. Yes,
I remember
much
somebody
harder.
did an illustration of a heart that is broken. When you put it back together, you would still see the broken lines.
Yes. Yes.
So that you do not want to do.
Most of
Right?
the times, men love compliments. And Sabi,
Hold
men
on,
love
where
when
we
you-
going in back there
Oh,
today?
I'm
No, yeah,
jumping the gun.
jump. Let
We're
me
gonna
move.
jump
let me
in the
move.
gun
So
tonight.
we're looking at help. So guys, remember, our helpmate is complementary.
Right.
Ladies, you're not inferior. You're creating balance to this man's world. So when he goes out, he feels like a champion. He
Right.
feels like he could take on anything because he has that supportive wife.
Yes.
Yeah? Your
Yes.
back is against his back is against yours, and you're all holding down the fort together,
Yeah.
complementing each other, right? So I also have a note here which states the creation of woman as a helper was intended to demonstrate God's design for strong, saving partners in righteousness, not to demean or diminish women, right? So we are your helpmate. We are your helpmate, and we're going to focus on the idea of complementary partnership and mutual support rather than the negatives. We are here to support you. You are here to support us in every way possible: the spiritual, physical, mental,
Financial.
every way possible.
Emotional.
Right? And you making more money than the man does not make you the man or the helm of the relationship. You hear me and hear me roll there? Because some of us get bold and bright.
Yes. Yes.
You-
Yes. Yes.
You're making more money than the man does not make you the head of the household.
Correct is right.
Humblet thyself. No, you know we have a lot of
Some
these
things
things
go
kind of
past
going
here.
on, and when we have this notion, this kind of independent woman thing, it cannot work in a marriage.
Oh Lord.
It cannot.
Let's go there.
Let's really go there.
Let's go
it
there.
cannot work in a marriage.
Yeah.
If you want to sit down and push this feminist thing agenda, young lady, big lady, stay by yourself. Do not go and stress out nobody's boy child. It cannot work. Remember, we're talking about God creating women as a helpmate. If you're going into a marriage and you think, well, that is mine, and that is mine, and that is mine. Honey child, stay by yourself. You are looking for problems. You are creating a problem even before you get into the marriage, because it means you do not understand what it means to be a helpmate, and you're not willing to humble yourself to be a helpmate. Don't want to stress out nobody, boy, child. And I'm very passionate about this because I have boys.
I was just thinking the same thing.
And I will pat any sea and every river for them. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I think we have some comments.
Well, I'm anxious to hear the comments, honestly.
Let us
Because I was
take
just about to say, I wonder if people have comments out there and some questions they want to ask.
Our see DJ Sammy was
Yes.
telling us to pull back wise woman. I wonder if he wanted to comment further and tell us what he means by that. And then he gave we see technical, an excellent wife is the crown of her husband,
That's
but
the same
but
scripture I have
she who
here
brings
written down.
shame is like rottenness in his bones.
My version says it's like cancer to his
Cancer.
bones.
So we don't want to be cancers. We want to be helpmates.
Yes.
Just you
We don't want to
imagine
eat.
that the
We
Bible
don't
has
want
said that,
to
you know.
eat away from him. We want to make sure he's healthy.
I
We
think
want to
we
be
should read that
a
again.
crown that's make you look good, you know?
Yes,
Another crown. You
an
look,
excellent wife, an excellent woman is
An
a
excellent
crown
husband.
for her husband.
Yeah.
What?
Make him look like a
crown.
king.
Make him look like a king,
Yeah.
feel like a king,
Yes.
act like a king,
Oh,
smell
yeah.
like a king, everything
Hey.
like a king. Yeah,
have
don't
this
don't
Duncan.
don't
Don't
be that
do
thorn
it.
in his
Yeah.
flesh. Don't be
Don't
like
do
a like
Don't be
cancer
a
to his
thorn
bones. You're
and
always
cancer.
complaining. You're always whining, or you're always quarrelsome and so on. You know.
You know,
don't-
yesterday on our program, we were talking about the wife that behaves like that dripping pipe, dripping. Is a constant, how you call it, the odious woman. It's like the woman that is, you know, you're contentious, always trying to cause confusion.
Yeah,
You know,
for simple.
yeah.
Oh, Lord, Father,
You're not
Mercy,
peaceful.
Lord.
You're not
never.
submissive, but you're always trying to cause confusion
Lord,
between
I
you and your
might be
finding
husband.
some kind of
person in
fault
Jesus'
and so on.
name.
You know, I could
Yeah.
testify and say in the early of my marriage, you know, you just jump into marriage, nobody give you no manual, no nothing like that. Right? And you have to learn as you go along. And I used to make a lot of noise. I used to quarrel and I used to, and it's like my husband's so humble. That man used to just stand up there and he never used to say nothing. And he had one time when I make my noise, I take out my ring and that kind of thing.
extra too
He
much.
said, "And he asked
This
me,
sister
you-
disciple.
She extra. She
this
extra.
disciple, right? Yeah.
She extra.
You know, he turned and he asked me, he was like, "You finished?" I was like, "Excuse me."
And you go from
And it hurts to know that he's not responding the way how I'm responding. That is where the balance is.
Right.
And I was like, God, fix me.
because you were looking for a reaction for him, not a
Right.
response.
So-
He was responding, but you wanted a reaction.
Not the way
Yes.
how I
you
wanted
wanted
him
him to react how
So
you
I
were.
just asked God to
Yes.
fix me.
Fix you.
You
That's
know,
correct.
because the issue is not so much him. Even if there is problem there,
There's a correct way to
the
deal
way,
with
the
it.
tone, as you said
Incorrect
earlier.
way of
as
dealing
well.
with problems.
Yeah, so you have to have that balance.
You
And
have
then
to have the balance.
Some time goes by. Just last Friday, I was telling my friend, I was like, I don't know, last for months, I don't have this kind of big quarrel and nothing like that. That doesn't happen because I understand him. He understands me. I
understands
speak
you.
to him with respect. I
That
don't
is so important.
show up no kind of ugly
That is
face.
so
if
important.
I don't like something, I will tell him I don't like it in the most meek way as
Right.
possible. And one of the things too is when your husband can see the change in you.
In you.
Because
Because-
to hear my husband say, "I'm proud of you. I see this change." I
I
yes,
know what it means because
you know.
I know what it means to come from a background where you go from 0 to 1,000 in less than in seconds. Yeah,
Girl, yeah, I know.
I've been there. And as you say, it takes a learning, understanding your partner,
Yeah.
understanding what to say, when to say, it, what
Don't
you
get
told.
bitter. Don't let bitterness
I
stir up.
telling you, and we have to be so careful because I'll say it again. Words, when they leave you, they don't return. They don't return, right? So we have to be careful. So where did we reach, Mr. Technician? We have Miss Duncan. She said, "Ladies, pray for me that I will have a God-ordained, faithful husband. If His will is for me to be married." Amen, Sister. May Lord grant you the desires of your heart.
Amen.
Yeah.
Keep
Amen.
praying and keep your eyes open, right?
One of the things that has always encouraged people too, because they would want that husband, God, you know, that's man of God, praying
about
man,
you?
and so on. But you also have to
prepare
ask God
yourself.
to help me prepare for
For
that,
that
man.
man.
Whatever
That's
it is that I need to rid myself of and to fix before you release that man onto me, then God, I need
Right.
to be prepared for him
Yes.
just the same
Yes.
way.
Right.
Yes.
2.
And then
That's
we see
important.
Soul is saying marriage is supposed to be like a battery. Two opposites, when joined together, they produce a shocking amount of power.
All right. Okay.
Oh, I love that. I love that
Okay.
analogy. I love it.
Okay.
Yep, I'm telling you, there's power when you come together, united as one.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And Ms. Duncan says again, blessed chat. A grounded man will completely value a woman, and her intuitive role of submission will automatically kick in. Faithful women automatically submit. They want to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know
Back
women
and
want to be
forth.
led by, for lack of a better word, a puff man, have that man. We want strongness. We want to know that our men in our lives, they're able to stand for us in all ways possible. Stand to defend, stand to uphold us, stand to strengthen us, We don't want to puff halfway.
I have a question though. Right? And I really hope I ain't jumping the gun again. But,
No, go ahead, because you're going into those
but
things. So I should cross.
I have a question. What advice would we offer perhaps to a woman out there who is saying that, look, my husband is not leading, or he is not, I'm trying to be support to him, but he is not leading. He is not being the man that I think God wants him to be. He's not taking up his role as a man.
So
What would be
my first discussion
advice?
is to you, right? My question to this person would be, how do you know what God wants him to be? Where did that analogy come from? How do you know in this time, this era, that is not what God wants him to be? And also, if you're saying that, how have you helped to bring him to the place where God wants him to be? Are you helping, or have you been condemning him? And that's one of the things I have here on my notes. How have you been helping him to reach to that point? Right. What have you done to encourage him? What have you done to help him up? Because let me tell you something. The man can be there because you're saying, oh, he's not the man that you don't think he's a man, being the man that God has ordained him to be.
Right.
But how do you know that? So what if he's hearing something different? Right? There's balance. Are you looking at somebody else's marriage or relationship and want your husband to be like them? So then in your head you're thinking, well, you're not what God wants you to be. And if that is the case, then it is your duty as a wife, because remember, we are helpmates. You now have to find a way to help that man come up. There are times when in marriages, the woman might be more spiritual than the man.
Right.
It happens.
Yes.
But what do you do? Do you come across as if you are self-righteous, or you're closer to God than he is? Humble it thyself. Helpmate. Find ways to help him.
Yes.
If you find he's not spiritual and he's not,
praying
you get
enough,
up,
reading the Bible.
you get up and pray.
Yes.
You help lead him, and maybe eventually he will take the lead. Because he not doing it physically or for you to see does not mean that he's not doing it. He probably is not doing it the way you want him to do it. Sometimes he's lying on his bed and he's committing his family and everything to God right on his bed there. But you're not seeing him getting up and going down on his knees and telling you come. That does not mean he's not doing it.
What they want to hear tongues, Holy Ghost.
And they want
Ashana more.
So we have to know what are your
for me, on the flip side of it, sometimes you know your spouse's potential, right? And I will always give example of my husband and I know his potential. I know where God, the things that God wants for him, and where I think, probably musically and so on, where he would like to be for himself as well in God. And I saw how he was saying, oh, Kevin laid back, he did, but back, he just don't want to think, post for himself and then kind of thing, you need to deliver your own deliverance and kind of thing, And I'm like, oh God, I'm from that, son, not like that anymore. Thank God. But I have come to realize too, with in terms of supporting that man, sometimes he's just not ready and it's just not his timing as yet.
Exactly.
And then where I may think, or some of us women may think, well, you need to push a little bit more, you need to be more involved and so on. But you just have to continue to pray, because certain things in my marriage and in my husband that I wanted change, I just prayed about it.
Right.
And then when you pray about that
Pray.
issue, you're going to see the
So
changes
that's why I'm asking,
coming.
what have you done to help him
Yes.
to get to that point? No, because as woman, I was reminded when I was doing this research, my husband reminded me, he says, the womb, we have the ability to bring
Nurture.
things to life. Not just children.
Yeah.
We have the ability to birth ideas into life, to birth dreams into life. Because sometimes they might have a dream and they don't know how to bring it into fruition.
Right.
And they might come and tell you, okay, this is what we can do. Or they might bring a plan to you and they could say, okay, let's tweak this here, take this, and just like that.
I would say also for women who perhaps think that their husband is not where he's supposed to be, yes, you pray, but as you were saying, sometimes a woman is more spiritual. She might appear to be, right? But in your mind, if you find your husband is not praying enough, or he's not reading the Bible, or he's not maybe reaching his full potential in what you believe God has in store for him, then I would say find little ways to help him. Maybe perhaps buy a book for him. Find out what as a wife, you should know what your husband likes. So find ways to incorporate a way in which you can help him get into that place that you believe God wants him to be. So if it is that he likes perhaps cricket, maybe go with him to a cricket match. Maybe on your way back home, you could discuss certain things, or incorporate the cricket into
match to something spiritual.
Yeah, something spiritual.
Again, I would say
That's the
the question.
We have to be creative.
How do we know? How do you take it upon your own to decide that your husband is not where he is spiritually? I mean, sometimes, yes,
No,
you might say things.
I don't really agree with that, because I believe that we do know. Most women,
you
will
say,
know.
No, I wouldn't.
Because for me, I mean, if my husband is in a position of prayerlessness, that is not where he's supposed to be.
Well,
if he's in a position where he's just not doing anything for no reason, that's not where he's supposed to be.
Right, but that is still different from saying he's not where he's supposed to be. This there is like like I said, it's not lukewarm ground. Then it's just you're just seeing zero. If you're seeing zero, then you know that. But if he's there and he's praying, he's praying, he's reading the word, but in your head he could do so much more. And what are we looking at? But if that is the case, I say find a way to help him. Kind of way.
Well, as you say, pray. Find a creative ways. To incorporate those things so that he will be interested. He will be part of it. He will want to be part of it.
Yeah, not your way. Not your way. Because sometimes we want to do things our way.
That's I think I'm trying to get across. Because sometimes we as women, we like to, jump the gun. Right? Well, I find you should be doing this. And that's what I'm asking. Where did the thought come from? Is it somebody else that you're looking at? And you're trying to narrow down. And so you also have to be careful with that. As Desiree was saying earlier, sometimes it is not his season for that to be birthed. But you want to force that birth on him?
Yeah.
You know what it's like to force birth. So why you want to do that? If it's not time to push, you can't push, It's true. So why are we trying? So why are we trying to do that even in the spirit? What we can't do in the natural, don't do it. Allow God, as you say, you pray, and allow God to do what only God can do, because God knows when that season is right and ripe to be birthed. Be that helpmate that carries and creates the balance, not confusion. Because sometimes you go and you insert yourself, the man gone 10 years back. because you don't know what you're talking about. He's not ready to receive it. His mind is not there, and sometimes he's struggling internally. Maybe you're not seeing it. You send him back 10 years back.
And there
So
could be a lot of things,
a lot of
there.
other things going on.
Yes.
So pray about it,
Yes.
as you say, chat,
You need God's
and
direction.
you need it, and in
Certainly.
conversation.
And that's why it's so important to be unified as well as couples in like a marriage. You have to be unified in spirit,
Oh boy,
you know,
yeah.
and not as I think was Lena was saying it earlier, like when we pray as women and so on, we think we're the stronger,
Because why?
person that
Because
pray.
we does make more noise than the men.
Uh-huh.
With voices more
We
loud.
emotional, we
Emo-
very
Yeah,
emotional. So when we go,
Exactly.
when we go before Daddy Jesus, we know that is our daddy, and he always hears us because he loves us so much as women, and but we have to be unified as well, because when we
You have
pray,
to.
even though we have our own personal devotion, but there must be family devotion, and I also believe there should be devotion for you and your husband
Right.
to connect,
Yes.
to be in
Answer
one,
that.
because it's one spirit. You understand? So it must have to be unified
There's
as
this
well,
connection,
because
and-
men have that authority over their life that sometimes they may not even understand how powerful they are.
Yep.
You understand? And I think I may have shared this before on a program in the earlys when Zuri was sick. And oh my God, that child was, when she was a baby, she was so sick.
That.
And I pray, I get up, I break, I bind, I loose, I do all kind of things, tongues, everything they could think about, everything. I cry before the Lord because she just keep crying and crying, and I am losing sleep. I'm getting frustrated and so on. And partner man just get up from me bed, he take his child, he just whisper a prayer to the Lord. She fall asleep on his shoulder. Like, excuse me, God. Like, so according to Pastor Ruth, all this Shana Mo, and like nothing is happening for me. And I just saw it as, men have such a great authority.
They do.
That when they
do.
speak
They
according to the word of God, things happen.
And then we oh Lord, because and that comes from spiritual maturity with us, even as women. As you say, we're emotional beings. So now we think we need to bawl, shout, cry for God to hear us. But these things come with maturity. As you go on, when you've been led by the Spirit of God, you realize not all the times I shout. I have reached to my silent prayers I have said, and go and sit down. Something was happening on work, and I said a prayer, and I went back and sat down. And before I sat down, within about half an hour, it dawned on me, Lord, this thing is done. And I had to go and ask God for forgiveness. I had to ask him to forgive me because I forgot to tell him thanks. Just this silent prayers. Sometimes I would see things, I'll just get up and I walk around. Before I want to get up, I walk, and I waking my husband up from bed because he wondering, well, what's going on with this
when
woman?
they get up in the morning, they shine.
Now I would just get up and I walk through my house and I make my decorations and I pray and I go back to bed. No, I have to know when to wake him up because there are times when I need reinforcement. I'll give him a nudge.
Yeah, that's it. When you need reinforcement,
we go. So, being a helpmate, you have to know, as I say, when to do what. So don't chastise him, and if you find that he's not where he is spiritually, pray for him and help him up. But don't help him from a place of disdain. Watch you. God want that for you.
Up there. I up there and you down there. Come on. Come up hither.
No, sir. We're not going to do that. Remember, we are creating balance and we're complementing each other. We're not fighting down
something
each other.
about strength in unity. When husbands and wife embrace their God-given roles, they become a powerful team, capable of overcoming challenges and achieving great things together.
Of course.
Their unity reflects the strength and the love of God, and their marriage becomes a testimony to God's grace and wisdom. Unity
Amen to that.
and strength.
Unity in strength. Unity in strength.
It's always a partnership. It's never.
It's always
you.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not an individual
brother
thing.
man or sister woman. If you're out there and you have this independent thing and it's me and I don't, unless you have changed that mindset. You're not ready to get married. So if you're single outside and you're listening to this, everything's me again married, but that is mine.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine, and we're just having conversation, and most of the times I just reflect on the conversations I may have like the day before or some kind of
I
thing.
do that too.
And it's like one of the things she would always say, like, my vehicle, my car, my this or my van or whatever the case may be, always my. I was like, why she keep saying that? So I went to her. I said, you have something, in your conversation, you just always say you don't want that in your car. You don't want that in. That is not your car alone. I say you need to stop say that. It belongs to you and your husband.
Yes.
Right.
Because when you say that to him, he may not say anything, but something is you're doing something to him.
Internally.
Right.
Every time you say
Unless he is saying it.
Yeah.
If he's saying it, that's fine.
No,
because if he
right.
bought it for you and he's like, oh, your car, because he sees it as yours, because it's fine. But you don't take on your own and do that, sister.
Yeah.
Because men don't speak about this thing, but they
They
internalize
do.
it.
Yes.
And it's creating little blisters. And then one day you might just tell him something simple and he just run like a big pit bull behind you, and you're wondering, well, where that come out from? That little blister has been festering there and he's not been speaking about it.
But even more so when you get married, I see things as even if it's mine, it's ours.
It's ours.
It's ours.
It's ours.
Because we share it. It's ours. It belongs to us.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yes. So we should not be telling our spouse, don't put your thing in my thing or whatever.
Right.
No, the only thing I just give my husband talk with anytime those children make a mess at him, your children. So he does,
for me,
he does only be my children when time to clean up something. Yes, dear.
For me, I just be like, Kevin, well, your vehicle needs gas.
We know when to switch it up. Yes, so that's correct. I'll be driving it all the time, and I'm leaving it there. If I know he had to go out, I stopping to put gas. Remember we talk about our position, but this is a little lightness in all of this. But there is strength in unity.
Oh yes,
there is strength in unity. There is strength in being a good helpmate to each other. Right? And I was talking about woman, given we have what it takes to bring things to life and to multiply what our husbands are bringing to us.
Yes.
And even the Proverbs 31 woman, look at what she was doing. She was multiplying and tripling and quadrupling what her husband was doing. So don't shut down too much of his ideas. Don't let your eyes reach bring, and don't look at other couples or other people and see them having this and you don't know what they did and how she nurtured and support her husband to reach where she is
and
or where they are.
Sometimes too, what he is doing, it may not be your liking, but you just give support.
You have to support. Listen, and I can tell you, when my husband wanted to go and do a particular field, he wanted to go and do studies. It was expensive. Just the plane ticket alone to get to where he had to go was about $10,000. Thank God for blessing. Somebody helped him out there. He got some else. But he came and he said to me, well, if I have to do this, I would need over $10,000. And that time we're young, we just get married, we have a little car moving around. He said, well, if I sell the car, I can do that. I could have said sell car. Me don't want to take no bus. I mean by sell car, find another way. I could have said go and take a loan, putting us further down in debt. I said go ahead. So he sold the car and he got to do his studies. Who is it benefiting today?
Right.
It is benefiting his family.
Oh yes.
Right.
So if I had sat there and I didn't see the vision, I see the need, I said, sell car what? I throw back that dream and that idea. How much years? Right? Because now he has to wait. Or we go and we finance it. And sometimes we may not see or cannot see, but ask God for guidance. Do not shut it down. There are times he would have brought ideas to me, and when we sit down and we analyze it, I'll be like, that's not no. Why not try to do this here first before doing that? And he would get it.
Right.
So don't shut it down without having a discussion. Remember,
meaningful conversation.
Yes, meaningful conversations. We have what it takes to multiply stuff. We
Yeah.
have the woman helpmate. When he's bringing things, see it. Don't shut down the idea. Discuss it. Sometimes I like to pull thing and discuss what's the pros, what's the cons.
Right.
How do we work that in? How do we factor these things in? Right? Take the dreams, take the ideas, and multiply it. See what is most feasible.
Right. Don't shut them
Not
down.
don't shut it down. See, and when you're coming with an idea, don't try to shove it down the lady's throat or the husband's throat. Listen to what they have to say. Remember, there is unity in strength. You're not doing it on your own. She's not doing it on her own. You're doing it together to benefit both of you all.
Yeah, it's
Not
always
just
a
one party.
partnership. Yeah, it's not
Exactly. It is a partnership.
individual thing. It's always a partnership because you have to go right back from the beginning when God made a covenant. So it's you and your husband made that covenant before the Lord, and you vow to, stick together.
Exactly.
You vow to unify. That is what you vow to do. To support that person in whatever they do, and not no wrong thing.
Right.
But you vow to support that person and to give help, to give assistance, to be that person's partner, and so on. When you made a covenant before the Lord, so it's not just say in better for worse or rich and for poor and
And
so
when they
on. What is the better and what is the
And
worse?
what is the worst?
Now, when it's worse that you decide you're fed up, you're tired, and
you
even
want
you're
to
with
go.
your children and are gone. It's not like that. So in that very moment that you give your support, he's not able to, then you pick up from where he fail and where he fail or he fall, and you have to help him.
And help him.
It's
right.
not just like seeing him there, you're done, you're nothing, you're not nothing. So I can't do anything with you again. It'll support you, it'll do nothing.
And
you
run.
have to find ways and means. You pull yourself. You be resourceful as a woman as well. You be resourceful and not
Don't squander.
make him feel less of a person because he probably lost his job. It's kind of hard to get back a job and them kind of thing. You have to be that support. So then you have to remember the covenants that you made.
Yep.
Before the Lord.
Before the Lord,
And
not no witnesses. Before the Lord.
Before the Lord.
Before the
And
Lord.
you have to fulfill that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because they need the support.
Exactly. So guys, it's Women Connect. We're looking at the support he needs, being that helpmeet to our partner. And as a helpmeet, do we consider men's emotion? Do we consider the emotional well-being? And I'm asking that because I think most of the times women is like we focus on us and how they treat us and take care of our emotional well-being. But men have emotions too,
Oh, yes.
Now they
Certain-
suppress it sometimes, but they too have
Yes,
emotions.
they do.
So let me ask all your question. Do you ask your husbands how things are and what you can do to help?
I don't really ask what I can do to help, but most of the times I will ask, first of all, I would ask him about himself. Coming from work, how was your day?
Right.
We have
right.
this thing, we will always ask each other, what is the highlight of your day? So that will stem some conversation and know how
Right.
the day went and so on. Basically, if we need help, we will just say we need help,
Right.
And if he come up with an idea or something, well, I don't know me. I miss admin. So I ready to, put things down on pen, paper, and so on to
Right.
get things done. Yeah. So
Yeah, well,
that's basically
I want to know how your day was as well, right? And sometimes we don't often, and maybe we need to put that into our day because yes, in the morning before we leave, we might, I love you,
Right.
have a good day, and all of that. And sometimes we come back in the afternoon, and we may ask the question, "How was your day?" Even during the day. You can call in,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
get a little
Yes,
touch
yes.
base during the day. How your day going? How things, you might know that they had certain plans for the day. How that going? That came true.
Yes.
All of that is
Yeah.
necessary in kind of checking
is.
in.
Check in.
In how things are going. You want to also know, maybe we don't always ask the question about how are your emotions? How are you
But
going emotionally?
right. So I don't
But-
do that's the reason
right.
why I tag this in there because
Yeah.
so for me, yes, I would ask, how was your day? We would ask about the challenges or even sometime before the day ends, like one of us going, get to talk later. You know, some them kind of thing. Boy, I'll story for you. But the day thing, when I ask about considering the emotional well-being, one of the things that I've done is not that I ask it often, but I try to ask my husband, how are you, and what can I do to make things easier? When I ask that question, it helps me to understand where he is emotionally. It doesn't take into consideration only work. It takes into consideration the home. If I'm doing something that is not pleasant, or if I had done something that he needs to talk about in that moment, that is where you will be able to tell me that.
Right.
How are you? Are you okay? What can I do to make it better? Just as simple things. We just did. I'll just ask that out of the blue. I don't program it. I don't, it's just to get a sense of his emotional well-being. If there's nothing, there is nothing. If there's things that we need to chat about, there's things we need to chat about. What I've noticed too also in marriage, sometimes having the difficult questions, or what, not difficult, but challenging questions. Being honest with each other.
Yeah.
I have told my husband, like, listen to me. If my mouth is smelling stink, you're the one to tell me that it is stink. Don't let me walk out that door and you know my mouth stink and you're telling me outside it, babe.
No, I think that's how it's supposed to be.
You're not going to do that. I have to make sure when you walk out there that you're proper. When I walk out there, you have to make sure I am proper. So it takes the you don't want to walk out there and somebody, you just come out and somebody, hey, Linda, you forgot to put on deodorant. You're supposed to smell me from home.
Right.
But also, we're asking, like, how could I make things easier, or what can I do to help? Not to make it easier.
Is your love tank filled? That's a question we ask each other sometimes. How is your love tank?
Right.
Because you know that book that we read on the love languages, and there are different ways in which we can express,
communicate and express.
Yes,
right.
Because sometimes I want to hear it. Sometimes your husband, your man want to hear, compliments.
Yeah. And then I want to hear it too.
Yes.
Because it comes. Do we compliment our husband? I like to slap my husband and say, "Ooh, boy, you're looking good, boy."
No, for real.
No. Men need compliments.
Of course, yes.
Compliment your husband. Tell him how he sees. Tell him how he's coming. Remind him what a good father he is. Remind him what a good husband he is. Let him know he is on the right path.
Let him know.
Just as we want to feel good, they want to feel good too.
Oh yes.
It is good to remind them. Now I want to go back to the question I was asking about what can I do to make it easier, or what can I do to help if you don't want to use it, because men suppress their feelings. They suppress their emotions. Sometimes they're going through things and we don't know. This question here opens up so that you could communicate now. I'm seeing, because I saw comments say some wives will take offense, and that is true, because one of the first time I think I asked that, I wasn't ready. It's like I asked it, but I asked it with the notion that everything was done, and when I got the response, I said, how you tell me that? But I don't find out. And then I had to pull back. You cannot take offense when somebody's telling you that this is what I am going through. This is what I am feeling. Or you said that to me and I felt like it came across. This is not. Or you just nag me a little bit and you don't feel you're nagging, so you want to take offense. My brother, my sister, simmer down and listen. This question is not there for us to take offense, but it's there to help us to understand our husband's emotions. No, serious. God help us in church, because at times we're not ready to listen. Because if you ask, how can I help?
to listen, and then we're not ready for the truth.
To admit that there is something. And that is where I was. So we have to be able to manage and be open. If your husband is coming and telling you, well, you did do X and I didn't like this. Or, you know what? I wanted to try this, but you turned me down. And I preferred to do this. And you want to get up on the boat. What are you doing? Or you could tell me now, what are you doing? You are opening doors now. And you are giving him an excuse. Not that he should have one. That's not an excuse. To try and have that conversation with somebody else. When you ask this, and the reason why I'm asking is, again, men suppress their emotions. They might be going through things. They're not telling us about it. And it goes beyond, how was your day? it comes now to say, what is going on here with us?
Mm-hmm.
Are you satisfied with your intimacy? Are you satisfied with how the home is running? Are you satisfied with our finances?
Let me back up a little bit. Will they ever be satisfied with the intimacy? Because even if it's 24/7, will they ever be?
Listen, sometimes you just have to bargain with. Listen, sometimes you just have to bargain. Alright, and then I could sleep first and check with it. But make sure you keep your word, eh? You have to try and keep your word. You have to try and keep your word. And listen to the husband. If he's telling you, like, okay, I want to be touched, something, we have to be able to listen. Some things will take us out of our comfort zone, but you have to listen. If he come and he say, well, you shouldn't have said this to me this way. You can't get aggressive with this. Or you saw me for this and I didn't like it and you want to pop up pictures as a woman. You're creating problem. The solution would not be solved. So sometimes we are in a relationship, we're in our marriage and we think everything is fine and dandy, but that man is suppressing his feeling. He have a little blister that is going to a sore and becoming gangrene. And next thing the whole foot need cutting, and then you're wondering, how did we get here?
How that happened?
How did that happen? So I want us to practice asking, hey honey, how are you? Is everything good with us? Is there anything we could do? You know? And allow him to open up. But when he's opening up, be prepared to humble yourself. Be prepared to listen. Be prepared to accept that some things may not be right. Be prepared to him to making changes. You cannot ask the question and not want to find the solution. Then it does not make sense.
Go with that open mind. What you didn't expect.
Go with an open mind. It's like, okay, I'm asking this question. Anything, the answer could be anything.
It could be anything.
You know? But I have to understand when he give the answer, my response is very important.
Your response is very, very important. Your tone.
Because
you know how much time
that might be the first and the last time you will be able to ask that question.
And be honest with you. Imagine asking that question. And he said, well, why you didn't want to come and try it in the bathroom with me, and then you're going on. Hello? Hello? No, that's not the right way. Simmer down. Understand. What's it? There's your husband. There's your husband. What is it?
He's not your enemy.
He's not your enemy. Remember, your helpmates. You're there to create strength in unity. Your partners. When you have ideas, discuss the financial ideas. Don't just go spending money while I have a habit. If sometime I want to do something, I call my husband, babe, this person has sale here and I want to go. Linda, you really calling me to tell me that? There's money in the account. But for me, it is a principle and a way out of respect. I am telling you so that when you go there, sometimes, okay, let's say you have $100 in the account and you wanted to do something. I went and I spent $60 out of the account. I didn't tell you. You go in and swipe card because you figure you have $100 there and then boom, boom. Your card is not approved.
Insufficient
funds. It is out of a place of respect.
That's true.
Right? So, find the balance. Right? Find the balance. Make sure everything is working, not for yourself, not only for your partner, but find the balance. And when we don't find the balance, the person that keeps giving would get tired of giving. True. Eventually, they would get tired of giving.
They would get drained.
They will get drained. Being in a marriage is not about losing yourself to another person. You're not supposed to lose yourself so that somebody could be happy. You're suppressing your happiness to make your husband happy. You're suppressing your happiness to make your wife happy. My friend, my brother, you're on the road to destruction. Because at some point, you will be tired of giving. At some point, you'll be tired of taking.
Right.
You're taking. You're taking the abuse. You're taking. You have to find balance. Speak to each other. Nurture each other. And one of the final things that I have, you were speaking about it. Love language. Love language is what you speak outside of intimacy. How do you deal with your partner? And when I researched on this, try to put back on this one. Okay, so when I discuss on it, there are 5 words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, physical touch. You find what is your partner's language and serve the man now, serve the woman now.
Well, I just buy a lot of cashew nuts because
He love cashew nuts. But I just buy cashew nuts, but I love it too. So
Me too.
I think we need to just take a short break and come back.
And then we'll just come back and wrap up because I think we just talk about the love language a little bit and then we'll end. Ladies, it was wonderful discussion here today.
Yep.
The help that he needs, being that help meet. The help, not the help down, the help meet. Finding that balance, complementing each other, strength in unity.
Provides an opportunity for you. The Epic Marriage Conference. The Epic Marriage Conference provides an opportunity for you to be empowered, whether single or married. Our theme, Defending the Cause, is a call to action. Are you ready to defend the cause?
It all begins Friday, October 24th at 6 p.m. with our singles conference for only $100 per ticket. Saturday, October 25th at 9 a.m. and Sunday, October 26th at 3 p.m. we continue with the Powerful Marriage Conference, all for $250 per person.
All sessions will be held at the beautiful Radisson Grenada Beach Resort.
Tickets are available now at Mitchell's Pharmacy, Grandlands Shopping Center, JDIE Pharmacy, Bruce Street, St. George. Be a part of this life-changing weekend. Incredible sessions, relationship tips, and your chance to win amazing prizes.
This conference is proudly supported by our platinum sponsor,
Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited. Epic Marriage Conference 2025, October 24th to 26th. Defending the cause.
So welcome back. It was a beautiful evening spent here, just discussing the topic, the help he needs or the support he needs. Right? Listen, there's so much more that we could talk about. It's a lot. I think we covered a lot, but we wanted to look at, before we go, the love language. Know your partner's love language. So if it is words of affirmation, expressing love through spoken or written compliments, you do that. If they like spending quality time, just sit down something. If you don't, and listening, I think before we used to place too much emphasis. Like we try to make it too grand. Quality time sometimes just mean you come from work and both of us sit down, relax together. It doesn't have to take you spending money what you don't have or going into expense, creating. There are ways that you can do it, right? If it's receiving gifts, it could be the smallest of the gifts. So they say he like if he like nuts, a little chocolate, so a little nuts, peanuts for the man now. Buy a little peanut for the girl now. Pass and drop a coconut water.
Right.
Yes.
Or it could be acts of service, performing helpful tasks. I know sometimes a lot of us, like for me, before I think if you're helping me around the house, like if you pass something on the floor, it doesn't belong there, you pick it up.
Right.
Don't let me see you pass there and then I have to pass and pick it up. No, you cannot drop in there. And then hello, don't do it. Just pick it up, please. I beg. So if it's acts of service, you do that. If you know sometimes, every so often, she might need a little help washing up the dishes or putting the clothes to wash.
Hey, I was going to mention that washing up dishes thing. Well, I don't like to wash no ways. Well, I've said that a million times.
I don't like to wash no dishes. But thank God I have a
for me, coming home to see a nice clear living space is good for me. I feel good. For my husband, seeing a clear, clean kitchen, he feels good about that. So you have time to be like, I'll even it right if Friday come with me, I can't be bothered. But because I know if that happens, he will come in, watch the kitchen and walk back out, and I just want him to come inside. I'll clean the kitchen.
You clean it, right.
So because I know that, you have to understand.
Right. Also physical touch. Some people's language is physical touch, showing affection through physical closeness. Like you don't pass me straight and see me stand up in the kitchen with a certain attire and don't touch me. You don't do that.
And you know what, Linda? It could be a combination to it, but you might lean more.
Yeah, it could be a combination of things. So you find it and you do it. Help them out. Should the wife drop something for husband at work like flowers? Well, why not?
Yeah.
If he wants that, you
If
do
he likes-
it.
yeah.
As I said, drop a coconut water, buy something, sum it up. If that's what he likes, or you could come home with it, bring it home. And I had to work on that because I was buy for myself. So. I have to work on that. And my husband would always buy for both of us.
Right.
I had to stop it. Confession. I'm work on that part. So then I bring it to him and I say, okay, we'll share this. But figured what it is, and you worked towards doing that. You help them. So it is easier now. When you do those things, it becomes easier for intimacy and every other thing. You all fall in line.
Flows
Do not be afraid to have the difficult conversations or the challenging conversations. That bond and that relationship is between you and your spouse, not you and your mother, father, friends. If you cannot have a conversation with your spouse as to what is bothering you, then that conversation should not be held with nobody else. It is unfair to have a problem with somebody and not speak to them, but you're speaking to other persons. Now, how will they know that they have something that they need to work on?
True.
Don't just jump up and go straight to the pastor or the counselor without having a conversation with your wife or your husband.
Right.
Don't blindside them like that. If you have a problem, you speak about it. And if you find it's beyond and it needs more, then yes, you go for that. You go for your counseling. You speak to somebody that you could confide in. But don't just sit down and jump. Well, and you tell them, well, we're going to counseling, and then they'll reach inside and a husband or wife watching you like, oh, I didn't know that we had this issue.
Right.
That is why I want the question asked. What can I do? Is everything okay with us? What can I do?
Wanting to speak with somebody that you confide in is that somebody that you can confide in is good, but you confide in that person, but they should also give good counsel and not just take sides,
And
because you come in as
take-
a woman.
And then another thing too, I can't see married people going to single people for advice. Persons who have never been married. What could they tell you?
Well, I mean, there are single, mature people who probably they don't know, they have not been married before, but they are not biased in terms of how they deal with
it.
With the situation, how they think you should deal with the situation, and some, because I believe there are single people who are mature enough to say, well, you know what, child, I am not married, but the way how you are talking about it, I think you are wrong. And I think that you should go to your husband and you should speak and talk to your husband about it.
Yes, I will take it. But my first jump would not.
You would never be with somebody that is single, who doesn't understand marriage and so on.
Yeah, because you've never had a relationship, you've never been married, so you don't want to do that. And respect your husband, respect your wife. Remember, you're complementing each other. You are there to complement your husband, to be a helpmate. Being the support he needs means listening, means taking action, means that if something is not working, don't force it and say, well, yeah, that could work, man, and you in yourself and you're gone.
You said listening, but I would say as well taking notes. Mental notes. Physical notes too.
Yeah. Because you want to put action to those notes. It's because you don't just want to listen and then you just leave it right there. Then what? So that's my take on it. Get to know your spouse. Have those tough conversations. If something is not going right, find the best way to say it. Find the best way to speak about it. Don't rah-rah. Sometimes we could be saying the right things, but with the wrong tone, it's not going to be received. It's not going to be received. Simmer down. Have open conversations. Have honest conversations. If something is wrong, you don't like something, speak about it. Do not leave it and keep going, and you don't like it.
Don't let it bottle up and fester.
Don't let it bottle up and turn to gangrene. Because when it reaches there, it's a cut off.
Right.
You want to deal with it and nick it in the bud.
Yes.
We're not going to allow it to fester.
Right? The thing is too, sorry for cutting you.
No, go ahead.
I just feel like For me, when I give my when I speak about marriages and I give my little jokes and listen to me, God has worked on me.
I could say
And
that too,
he has
sister. And he's
helped
still
me a
working
lot.
on me.
He's still working on me concerning marriages and my relationship with my husband and so on. Like right now it is like really good. It wasn't always so. And he had a lot of things that I had to fix in my life. He had a lot of things I had to go before God to help me to change, in how to deal with my husband, how to speak to him, I want to respect him. I want that man that you have placed over me as the head of the home. I respect and honor that man. And I may have had friends where I talk, oh, I'm tired and I'm fed up and he this and he that and so on. And like, no. Because I had to learn
better.
I had to learn the hard way as well. Because sometimes you go to people and you speak to them because you're hurt and you're in pain and it's like you just want to vent and you see a lot of different things and then people hold that against you.
Yep.
They say like, oh, she said that about she husband and she
Because
this and that, and then you and your husband good now.
That is why you have to be careful.
They still have that negative things what you said in your about your husband. So my thing is, whatever you and your spouse going through, speak to him. Speak
first.
to each other about
First.
it. If you find that you're not able to, get somebody who can give wise counsel to talk to them so that they will not take sides. You
because
understand?
you know what you're saying there? What is happening? You're forgiving your husband is forgiving you, but then they're holding grudges. Are you in this relationship?
Just remembering what you told them, and that is why it's so important. I had an experience with my mother. I was like so upset with Kevin. I was like, oh God. I said something, and well, that's come and go. Again,
And she'll hold it.
I heard she made a statement, and I'm like, what's she talking about? Why would she say that? So I had to defend him in that moment, and I realized, it's because of what I said before.
Right.
So that's
so she held on to that as if that's just the person he is, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be careful of what
and
we
listen,
say.
I'll be honest with you. There are things or situations that even me and my husband are going through, and no matter sometimes how much I think that I may need to speak with somebody, I'm not speaking to anybody. I pray about it and I speak to my husband about it, and we find a way to deal with it right in there. Because as you say, people like they created this thing and they just keep this, like that's all what they're seeing. If you don't find somebody with a balance, I have people that I can really speak to, but if there isn't, I would not. I would not venture to have, because they're holding you in their heart, holding you in their mind.
Something really
and you really need to speak.
That I may have to go to my bishop about it concerning my marriage. Other than that, we deal with our situations by ourselves. And one of the things is always include God. Don't leave God out of your relationship. Don't leave God out of your marriage.
I remember one of the things Lyndon grandfather said to us just when we was getting married. He said, listen to me, you're all about to get married. He said, if he's sucking salt, you suck salt also.
Right.
And nobody needs to know all you're sucking salt. That was his way of saying you support each other.
Right.
You be there for each other. Not everything we have to jump up, and because I'm telling you, some people they don't forgive. They have it. That's the person that he is. That's the person, and that's not really that. That's not the truth. The person might be going through a phase, a season. No, that doesn't mean that's who they are, and that's who they were created to be. So, as you said, we have to be careful from whom we seek advice. Very mutual, and they have to be on the straight and narrow. Make sure they know God, go God's counsel and His wisdom, and know what to say. No bias. Even if I came to you as the wife and say, okay, I need help, you're supposed to sit down and listen to my husband's side.
Oh, yes.
No bias. Right? So, guys, Linda, you want to say anything? We were discussing the help he needs, or the support he needs.
I have to say, I really enjoyed this conversation.
Me too.
I've learned a lot to think about. And I know that those of you out there listening, you have learned a lot as well. And for the women out there, that you can look at yourself, do some introspection.
Yeah.
How have I been
I'll be looking at
a support
myself.
to my husband, or maybe you might be saying, Lord, I've really missed missed the mark. I need to, pull up on myself in these areas. We all have some areas that we need
None
to
of
work
us is
on.
perfect.
None of
Yeah.
us are perfect. So
There are things,
let's work on it. And for the men out there, you can also help your wife to be the helpmate that
Yes.
God has called her to be.
be,
You can lead, by example and help
Carry
her.
and go.
Yes, you're a team, you're partners, and continue to be partners.
There is unity.
Definitely.
There is strength in unity.
Strength in
Yes.
unity.
Keep the unity.
Yes.
Helpmate.
Yeah.
Be that helpmate that God has created you and called you to be.
Yes.
And as we close off, I hope my Mr. Technical staff have that song again. Carry and go. You have found your own flesh. Flesh of your flesh, bone of your bone. Love your wife. Love your husband.
Yes.
Yeah? So, God bless you, God keep you, and may God cause His face to shine upon you and give you peace. We
Amen.
love you. Stay together. Stay together. Communicate. Right? So, goodbye.
Benefits for Moses, please. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah.
Heels play.
Have you seen my baby? Have you seen my love? Have you seen my woman, my personal gift from God? I'm more than no data person. This one a full package blessing. God so loved the boy, blessed me with the precious jewel. Oh, oh, oh. I don't find good thing. I'm no longer looking. I found my own flesh, the bone of my bone. Yeah, yeah. I don't find good thing. I'm no longer looking. I found the one that she they give me joy. I go carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on. Now you ain't get my heart, nothing go tear us apart. I go carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on. My baby don't get play, she's looking so take away. If I did just 1,000 before, we go just 10,000 together. Oh my darling, me and you go dating forever. I know they search again, everything I want all in order. My precious woman, my love,